Your robot vacuum is solving an impossible riddle about 10 times a second. To know where it is in your house, it needs a map. But to build that map, it needs to know where it is. Each answer depends on the other one already existing, a chicken and egg loop with no obvious way in. And yet the little disc bumping around your kitchen cracks it every second without ever once being handed the layout of your home. The trick it uses has a name. It's the same math that lands rovers on Mars and steers self-driving cars. And it's running on the thing that just got stuck on your bath mat. Think about what the robot is up against. Drop yourself into a pitch-black house you've never been in and clean every floor without missing a spot or covering the same patch twice. To do that, you need two things at once: a map. Where are the walls, the furniture, the doorways, and your own position on it? Which room am I in? Which way am I facing? Here's the trap. You can't place yourself on a map you don't have yet, and you can't draw an accurate map if you don't know where you're standing while you draw it. Each one needs the other to already be finished. Start with nothing, and there's no first step. Old robot vacuums just refused to play this game. They didn't try to solve it at all, and that's why they were so bad. The early robot vacuums had no map and no memory. Zero. They ran on one rule: drive straight until you hit something, then turn a random direction and drive straight again. Bump, spin, repeat. That's it. The same idea as a screensaver ball bouncing around. And it was a bet on pure statistics. The gamble was that if it bounced long enough, randomness would eventually carry it over most of the floor. Sometimes it worked. Often it didn't. It would hammer one corner 10 times and never find the hallway. It had no idea what it had already cleaned, because it had no idea where it was or where it had been. Every second was a blank slate. So the leap wasn't a stronger motor or a better brush. The leap was memory, a way to build a map and hold its place on it, which drops us right back into the chicken and egg problem. Here's how it breaks the loop. The trick is to stop treating the map and the position as two problems you solve in order. You solve them together, in the same move, each one a little at a time. Engineers call it SLAM, Simultaneous Localization and Mapping. Simultaneous is the whole point. Localization is figuring out where you are. Mapping is drawing the world, and you do both at the same instant, so they prop each other up. It works by guessing and correcting. The robot starts anywhere and just declares that spot the origin, position 0. It measures the distances to the walls it can see and sketches a rough first map from that one viewpoint. Then it rolls forward a little and looks again. And now, the new view has to line up with the map it already started. The walls it's seeing now should match walls it saw a second ago from a slightly new angle. So it slides the new scan around until it clicks into the old one, like two photos of the same room overlapping. Wherever it clicks into place, that's where the robot must be. It just localized itself against its own map. And in the same motion, any new walls it can now see get added on. The map grew and its position got pinned from one look. Do that 10 times a second and the map and the location build each other up together. The loop breaks not by starting with one, but by growing both from nothing, hand over hand. To pull that off, the robot has to sense the room, and there are two main ways it does it. The first is a spinning laser turret. That little tower on top of many premium models is LiDAR. It fires a laser and spins it in a full circle, measuring the distance to whatever it hits in every direction, thousands of times a second. Out of that comes a crisp top-down outline of the room, like a radar sweep drawing the walls, and it works in the dark because it brings its own light. We've got a whole separate video on how LiDAR measures distance with light. Here the point is simpler. It hands SLAM a clean ring of distances to match against, which is why laser bots map so well. The second way uses a camera instead, usually aimed up or forward, and it's called visual SLAM, or vSLAM. Instead of laser distances, it tracks visual landmarks, the corner of a picture frame, the leg of a chair, a light fixture. As the robot moves, those features shift across its view, and from how they shift, it works out how far it traveled and which way it turned. It's cheaper, with no spinning turret to build, but it leans on having enough light and enough visual texture to lock onto. A blank white room in dim light gives it almost nothing to hold. Here's where it stops being a toy. Once the robot has driven a full loop of your floor, it saves that map. It doesn't rebuild your house from scratch every clean. It remembers. That saved map is what unlocks everything the app can do. You can label rooms, tell it clean only the kitchen, and it knows where the kitchen is. Or draw a no-go line across the cat's water bowl, and it refuses to cross it. None of that is possible without a map that persists between runs. But a saved map creates a new puzzle. When the robot wakes up on its dock, or you pick it up and move it, it doesn't automatically know where it is on the map it already has. So it does the same trick in reverse. It takes a scan of whatever's nearby and searches its saved map for the spot where that view fits. Once the scan matches a region of the old map, it snaps in, "I'm in the corner of the living room, facing the couch." That's called relocalization, and it's why a good robot can start cleaning the right room without re-exploring the whole house first. Now watch what the map buys you in the actual cleaning. A robot that knows the room and its own position doesn't need to bounce anymore. It can plan. So instead of random ricochets, it drives in tidy back and forth rows, straight line, turn, straight line back, marching across the floor like someone mowing a lawn. That covers the whole space with almost no wasted overlap. And it's only possible because the robot is tracking where it's already been on the map, shading in cleaned areas and steering toward the blank ones. It also plans around what it knows. It'll do the open floor in efficient rows, then run a tight lap along the walls and around furniture to catch the edges, because walls are exactly where dust and crumbs collect. Some models even work room by room, then return straight to the dock along a path they already mapped instead of stumbling home. That's the difference the map makes, from a blind bouncing ball to something that looks, honestly, like it's thinking. It isn't, it's just never lost. SLAM handles the big picture, but the robot also needs fast reflexes for the things a map can't predict. And these are simpler and just as clever. Cliff sensors keep it off your stairs. On the underside are little downward-facing sensors that constantly bounce infrared light off the floor and time the bounce back. On normal floor, the bounce is quick and steady. Roll up to the edge of the staircase, and suddenly there's no floor close below. The light doesn't bounce back the same way, and the robot slams to a stop and backs off before a wheel goes over. It checks for the floor many times a second, every second it drives. The whole front of the robot is a spring-loaded bump sensor. When it taps something the map didn't warn it about, a dropped shoe, a chair pulled out since last time, the bumper pushes in, the robot registers the hit, backs up, and steers around. Many also carry a side sensor, so they can glide along a wall a fixed distance away, cleaning the edge without grinding against it. Big picture planning from SLAM, plus these reflexes for surprises, that's what makes it feel smart. But none of it is bulletproof, and that's the honest part. So it's clever. It is not foolproof. Here's everything that trips it up. Dark floors and rugs. Those cliff sensors read the floor by the light that bounces back, and a deep black rug or very dark flooring can absorb that light instead of reflecting it. To the sensor, no bounce looks exactly like no floor, a cliff, so the robot refuses to cross a black rug like it's the edge of the world. Cords, socks, and chaos. The robot understands walls and furniture, but a phone charger cable is its natural enemy. It drives over the thin object and wraps it around the brush until it chokes. Socks, drawstrings, and rug fringe do the same. And it genuinely can't see certain things. A clear glass door, a skinny table leg, or a dark object in a dark room can all sit below what its sensors reliably pick up, so it clips them. Getting kidnapped. If you pick the robot up mid-clean and set it down somewhere else, and the kidnapped robot problem is the actual technical name, its tracked position is now a lie. Its dead reckoning says the hall. It's really in the bedroom. If it can't relocalize by matching a scan to its saved map, it's lost, and it may re-explore or clean the same place twice. And the honest one nobody puts on the box: the camera. A vSLAM robot has a camera driving around inside your home, sometimes uploading to the cloud for features or support. That's real footage of your house on someone's server, which has, in documented cases, been mishandled. Convenience and a camera in your bedroom are the same purchase. That's the trade you're actually making. So here's the whole thing. The riddle looked impossible. You can't know where you are without a map, and you can't build a map without knowing where you are. The answer isn't to solve one first. It's to grow both at once, guessing and correcting 10 times a second, each new look pinning your position and stretching your map a little further, hand over hand, from a single spot you simply called zero. That's SLAM. The same core ideas steering self-driving cars and placing rovers on Mars is riding around your floor, quietly turning a blind, bouncing puck into something that knows your house better than you could draw it. It gets fooled by a black rug and eats your charging cable, but it is never, for 1 second, actually lost. Subscribe to Whambox for more How Does It Actually Work explainers.